So don't miss the exams which will be conducted on Sundays. And together with that one, daily the questions which will be posted, no, attempt that one and try to write that one in any kind of books. Like you can do a rough copy of the books and write all the things which is mentioned in that books side by side with the one drug which is see one drug we will be doing. Either in the cases of not a drug, there will be some things which will be posted related with the Dravya Guna, and another will be posted with respect to Vaishishya Kalpana, and so on. Okay, so just when you feel something is valuable and it should not be forgotten, that cases you shall keep a book and write down everything, because sometimes a chat may miss, or sometimes we may only be stored with so many things like we cannot go and see the things. That's why keep a book of it and just maintain it. Okay, so today we will be mentioning about today we will be mentioning about the first thing will be regarding the hormones. Okay, the first part we will be mentioning about the hormones, and together with that one, are you able to see the slide? No, able to see the slide? Okay, so so in that cases, the first part will be regarding the hormones part. Okay, the hormones. One minute. Yeah. Okay. The first thing will be regarding the hormones part, which will be seen. So in the cases of hormones, the first thing will be the chemical messengers. We are always know what are the hormones and how it is secreted directly into the blood, and then which carries them to the organs and tissues. These are the regarding the secretory vesicles, and also regarding the hormonal molecules, which is told here. Okay. Okay. So these are called as the hormones. And together with that one, when we see about the functions of it, the functions, mainly when we think about the hormones, there will be first thing which is called as a development and the metabolism. These are the two functions. And the other one will be main the systemic functions, especially with respect to sexual or reproductive system. In that cases, the other functions. But the main aims of it will be related with the development and growth, and the metabolism of food items will be the main functions. With that, there will be mental function and the mood changes which should be maintained. And then when we come about the classification of hormones, the hormones, according to the chemical nature, the mechanism of action, and the nature of action, the effect of hormones will be changing. When we think about the chemical nature of hormones, there will be amino acid derivatives and the protein or the peptide hormones which will be dealing with it. And with the steroid hormones, where it will be glucocorticoids or mineralocorticoids. This part are not so important. When we think about two kinds of hormones which are similar, this question can be asked, which are similar, which is secreted in the digestive system. One will be gastrin, okay, one will be gastrin, and the other will be cholecystokinin. These are the two things which will be secreted. Okay, these are the two things which will be secreted in the, I just no charts, no, yeah, okay. These are the two things which will be secreted there in such cases. With that one, the other thing is regarding the hormones when it is coming to the steroid hormones and the amine hormones. When it is a steroid hormones, it will be always the cholesterol and the adrenal cortex hormones, which is related to the steroid function, and then the sex hormones. When it is coming to the amine hormones, it is not so important. Peptide hormones, it can be asked. Peptide hormones, mainly the oxytocin and vasopressin. Just have an idea about what is mentioned about the peptide hormones, whether it is in that one, oxytocin and vasopressin. So Pepsi, the Pepsi is taken by Ovia is an actress, no? Ovia. There is an actress called as Ovia. So Pepsi, who will take? Ovia will take. OV means oxytocin and vasopressin. That one you can understand. Then the protein hormones, it will be insulin, glucagon, and the somatotropins, which is mentioned there. When it is coming to the mechanism of action of hormones, it will be group 1 hormones and group 2 hormones, which is mentioned. So group 1 hormones, except in the cases of T3 and T4, other than that one, there will be lipophilic hormones, which is mentioned. And then it will bind to the receptors with the cytoplasmic conditions. And then the cytoplasm and the nucleus will be there, which is having the cellular response with the hormone receptor complex. Group 1 hormones, this is there, mainly when we consider group 1 hormones as an example as estrogen, because the estrogen, there will be secreted from the nucleus, then from the genome, mRNA, and the protein conditions. In these conditions, there is not much MCQ part you have to understand, just the hormones part, and these are the small example part that only you have to understand. When coming to the group 2 hormones, so it's also called as peptide hormones. Peptide hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin are there. When these hormones which bind to the cell surface receptor, then it acts as a secondary messenger conditions. Group 2 hormones, this will be the function where it is action as the cellular response part. Group 2 hormones will be having a hormone and the response 1. These are the part which is mentioned. And these are the nature of hormones which will be acting there, especially when it is coming to the local hormones and the general hormones which is used to them. The local hormones, mainly the specific local effect which is mentioned, like paracrine secretion and hormone testosterone. This and all, just to have a theoretical view only. Just MCQ part which will be dealt in the question part, but otherwise you just have a brushing up of theory knowledge. For that one, this will be mentioned. Then with the help of tropic hormones, the tropic hormones will be the TSH hormone. The TSH hormone, in the cases of other hormones absence, in that cases, it will act as the main hormone. That is called as the tropic hormones. Non-tropic, mainly, it will control other hormones. That is called as non-tropic hormones. So it will be having a direct effect on the target cell. Its example is the insulin and catecholamine. The insulin production, the pancreatic production, that and all is related with the non-tropic hormone. These are the tropic hormones and the inhibiting hormones example. Tropic hormone, in that one, somatostatin, you just remember. Somatostatin, which is related to the anterior pituitary gland. Then inhibiting hormone also, there will be somatostatin. So it is both tropic and inhibiting hormone, which is mentioned. Then coming to the effect of hormones, which is mentioned. So there are 3 things. I know this is little bit boring topic for you, a little bit boring area, a little bit it can go again, but we will be dealing with only the MCQ part, but otherwise you can skip this part. Then the kinetic hormones which you will be instilling means there will be hormones which is having a muscle contraction, pigment migration, and also glandular secretion, which is told there. Metabolic hormones, mainly it will be related to the which changes the metabolism in our body. Main that one is insulin. Insulin metabolism, it is closely related. Then also the parathyroid hormone, which is related. The morphogenetic hormones are there, which is involved in growth and differentiation of the body part, which is mentioned. These are the part which is mentioned there for the hormonal part. Okay. Then we will go to one mnemonic part we will do today regarding how to understand the expiratory and also the inspiratory muscle part. Okay. I'll go to the white screen part. Okay, whiteboard part. Then I'll explain to you what are the expiratory and inspiratory part of it. Okay. First, when we deal with the expiratory and the inspiratory muscles, because this can be sometimes asked in the cases of exams. So, right first. Okay. So first we will deal with the expiratory muscles. So in the expiratory muscles, it is always told like a triad of muscles, expiratory muscles and the inspiratory muscles. So both constitutes the muscles of respiration. So in the cases of first, it will be inspiratory muscles which is dealt with. So first is the inspiratory muscles. So the process of inspiration. In the process of inspiration, we need three muscles, and that three muscles starts with S, E, and D. That deals with SSED. The first S is regarding the sternocleidomastoid, which is there, the sternocleidomastoid, and the scalene muscles, which is deal there, sternocleidomastoid. If you want, you can note down somewhere regarding the expiratory and the inspirator. So sternocleidomastoid and the scalene muscle is the next S. With the E, that is external intercostal muscle. It is external intercostal muscle, which is dealt there. And the last one is regarding the D, that is the diaphragm. The major part of the inspiration is taking the action with the diaphragm part, which is dealt with. So these are the muscles of inspiration, which is there. So when you inspire, it's a sad part, you know, because you are taking lot of pressure inside. So what makes you, it makes you sad. When you release, then only you feel better, no? So it is, inspiration is sadful for you, and the expiration is happy for it, like that you remember. So that will be had as a sad. Why you are sad? Like that, Sid, the Eugen words, it is sad. Why you are sad, friend, like that we tell, no? So said, like that word you can assess, SSED, like that you can you can deal with that one. This is the inspiratory muscles part, which is dealt. Then coming to the expiratory muscles, that is called as the expiration muscles. So according to the expiration muscles, it is the trio word. So E, when you write, that is trio, no? See, it is E. So E, when you write, this is E. So E, when you write, you can get a 3, no? So E3, you can get like that. So expiration is with the 3 muscles there, which is mentioned. So that 3 muscles are transverse abdominis and rectus abdominis and internal intercostal muscles. Already external intercostal muscles is dealing with the inspiration part, which is mentioned there. Okay. So here it will be the expiration part. So expiration will be, first will be transverse abdominis, and then run the rectus abdominis and the external internal intercostal muscles. Okay, rectus abdominis is there, and the internal intercostal muscles. So sometimes the confusion can come in the cases of internal intercostal muscles is in the expiration, or in the cases of inspiration you can have the confusion. So when you are taking the expiration, before the expiration you are internally dealing with the air, no? So in the expiration you are driving out the internal air. Once it is entered inside, you will be removing the internal air, no, not external air, no. So in that one, you can deal with that. So the internal air, we will not be dealing with it. Fine. Yeah, fine. So these are the things you have to first of all maintain: the transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis, and the internal intercostal muscles. So remember it as tri muscles, which is mentioned there. The tri, and then the other part is there. Understood this code for you? Any doubt? Dr. Shiv? Okay, fine. Okay, Dr. Bala. So next we will go to the other part regarding the nervous system part. We will deal with it. Okay. Then coming to the nervous system part of it. So in the nervous system, we know the balancing and helping part. So other than that one, some of the MCQ part which is deal with the nervous system also, we will deal with it. So in the nervous system part, mainly the part which is will be asked is regarding 1 minute. Cardiovascular system, I think we have dealt a half part of it. In the nervous system part, mainly the skeletal muscles, that part can be asked. Then with the sympathetic and the parasympathetic secretages, where the effect of stimulation will be passed, that can be asked. And regarding the frontal lobe and parietal lobe part can be asked there. So mainly we have two things in our brain. One thing is regarding the white matter, and the other one is regarding the gray matter, which is asked there. White matter and the gray matter, which is asked. So this is regarding the nucleus and the dendrites part, which is mentioned. And there will be the neurons, which is having the cell body part of it. And there are three types of neurons. There are mainly efferent, and the interneuron part of it, and the neurofibrillar mode, astrocytes, and the nervous system part. This is all you know. Then regarding the four parts, that is the cerebrum, brainstem, and the cerebellum part of it. So cerebellum parts is mainly related with the posture, balance, and the muscle tones of the body. Diencephalon, which is the deeper part of the brain containing the thalamus part and all. And then with that one, there will be spinal cord part and the central nervous system part with the peripheral nervous system part, which is mentioned. And the cranial nerves. Related with the cranial nerves, it is the functional part which is mentioned there. The vestibular cochlear, it is related with the hearing and the equilibrium part. The glossopharyngeal with the pharynx and the tonsils and the tongue part, which is mentioned there. And the hypoglossal, which is related with the tongue movement, which is mentioned there. And together with that one, there are two things which will be mentioning regarding the white matter and the gray matter part, which will be mentioned there. Okay. These are the main things regarding the central nervous system part, which will be dealing with it. So other than that one, there are two things which I want to tell. That is regarding the white matter and the gray matter. The white matter and the gray matter, which is deal with the neuronal and the axonal bodies in our brain. So gray matter, of course, there will be deeper colored, gray colored things in our brains. That is called as the gray matter. And whenever we think of the folds of the brain, our activities, everything will be coordinated by the faults of our brain. So that is why these faults are responsible for our intellectual memory part, and also with the coordination part and remembering feelings, emotions, every part of it, it is mentioned with the gray matter part of it. And other than that, the gray matter part will be dealing with the intellectual levels mainly after the mid-age. You see, the mid-age will be post 25, 30s age will be called as the mid-age part. And at that time, the gray matter functions more wisely than it was in the younger days. That is why most of the time the people will change, or people will have a greater kind of emotions, feelings, memorizing things when they come to the middle age. When the sometimes we call it as the matured age, but that is because of the gray matter. And regarding the Albert Einstein's theory, most of the time you have heard regarding Albert Einstein's brain was kept for the study. And whiteboard is visible, no? The whiteboard. Okay. Okay. It will be loaded. I think it will be loaded. Now, the whiteboard. Visible now, the whiteboard. Yeah, okay, fine. So these are the main things. So when we were talking about the Albert Einstein, that so whenever the Albert Einstein's brain was taken, it was always the study related to the gray matter, which was instilled. So these both the differences are there in the cases of white matter and also the gray matter, which will be used to say. The white matter and also the gray matter, which will be used there. Then other than that one, yeah. Okay. Other than that one, there will be functionally important areas of the brain which will be dealt with. Mainly regarding that, first we have to think about the brainstem. So the brainstem, it is related with the breathing part, which is mentioned. Brainstem, it is related with the breathing part. So brainstem, B for breathing, like that you can mention. B for breathing. Yeah, okay, fine. Brainstem, it is related with the so first part, we will be dealing with the brainstem, where the brainstem functions will be related with the breathing part. So the breathing will be there, and also the blood pressure part will be there, and also the heartbeat and the swallowing. So there will be three B's which is related with the brainstem. One is the breathing, and the other one is the blood pressure, and the third one is with the beats which is mentioned there. So three B's are related with the brainstem. Like that you have to remember. Three B's related with the brainstem: breathing, beats, and also with the blood pressure which is mentioned there. Okay. Breathing, and also the beats part, and also with the blood pressure part, which is three parts which is mentioned there. There will be these parts. And the other one regarding the hypothalamus part is there. So hypothalamus, it will be always related with the hunger and the food intake, the blood pressure and heartbeat. Everything is related with the hypothalamus part of our brain. So hypothalamus, it will be related with the hunger and the food. So hypo, whenever we are hypo, what we will think? We will immediately eat the food, no? Whenever we feel a hypo or less of energy, what we will think? We will either drink water or eat the food. So hypo means you have to think about drinking water and eating food. Okay. Then related with the cerebellum part. So cerebellum is related with the balance, coordination, and the fine muscle control with the cerebellum part. So in the cerebellum, there is a word called as bell. The bell will be there. The bell will be balancing. No, our whole system is balanced with the bell system. Whenever the bell rings, we will be coming in balance. No, we will come to a balance part. So that is why bell balance. Like that you have to understand. Then the coordination. However, the schools will be having a bell because we need to properly coordinate the classes. That is why the coordination is important there. The coordination and the fine muscle control, which is important there. Fine muscle control, which is important. The occipital lobe, which is related with the vision and the color blindness part. Vision and the color blindness part, which is mentioned with the occipital lobe. The oxy, like you have to remember, like the ox. The ox, you have seen some of the, what do you call it? You have seen some of the traditional areas where the ox will be used. Ox or the bullock carts will be used. So the ox will be colored. They will be colored, or they will be surrounded with a colored mattress, and then every homes they will visit, and the ox will be considered as god, and everyone gives the money. In some of the rural areas of South India and all, it is still practiced now, the ox culture. So ox, you have to remember, like, so the ox will be, why they are covered? Because the people, when they see the ox is white colored. Instead of that, they will be turning into a red colored ox, or they will be covering it with a red colored water, sorry, red colored dress, so that the people will have a catchy eyes. So why they are doing it? For the vision and the color blindness, for vision and for the color they are using it. The occipital is related with the vision and color blindness, which we can mention. So MCQ can be asked like, which is used for the color blindness, which part is related with the color blindness and the vision part? It is always the occipital lobe which is mentioned in that. Then with the temporal lobe. The temporal lobe is related with understanding the languages, behavior, memory, and the center for hearing part. So hearing, you can understand, no? The tempo, the hear part, the tempo of the beats, or the temple of the beats, or the temples. When we go, we hear the ringing part. The temples will related to the hearing. Then understanding the languages. So language will have a tempo, no? Hearing will have a tempo, and then language will be also having a tempo. Tempo means the beats. When we hear the songs and all, we tell, no, BGM is like that, the tempo is like that. So temporal, tempo, like that you can understand. Are you able to follow up to this? Any doubt? No? Dr. Bala and Dr. Jamima Clara. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then coming with the hearing, vision, and the part, we have already dealt with that. The frontal lobe is there. The frontal lobe, which is related with the movement also. So frontal lobe, the friend. So from frontal lobe, you have to remember like your friend, your own best friend. You have to remember. So most of the time, your best friend will not be sitting like this. No, he'll be either moving like this or moving like this. So the best friend is always moving like that. You have to remember. Then thinking and initiation. Most of the time, it will be your friend's plan. No, you have to go there. You have to go this. Sometimes you remember your best plan is a best thinker and initiator. So the thinking and initiation is related with the friend part. Then behavior, memory, speaking, that the movement of eyeball and the memory and the emotions, everything is related with the frontal lobe. So you have to remember like you have an emotional friend who takes the initiative and also who moves a lot. Like that, you have to remember. So that you will get the answer as the frontal lobe. Okay. Then the parietal lobe is there. In that one, there will be the reading part. The reading part will be there. Then size and the shape of the object. Whenever I say this much, you can ascertain the size and the shape of the object. That is because your parietal lobe is working there. Your parietal lobe is working there. So parietal, you have seen the movie Pari, Anushka Sharma's movie Pari. I think it is Pari or Pari, something like that. So in that one, she cannot read, but she is trying to read in the instances of the movies and all. So she's trying to read, she's trying to make him fall for him like that in this way. So you have to remember like Pari is reading. Why she is reading? Because she can understand the size and the shape of alphabet, something like that you can understand. Okay, these are related to the parietal lobe. And then regarding the basal ganglia is there, that is with the voluntary muscle activity, that and all is not so important. Then together with that one, there is one thing called as kusumal breathing. Okay, we will first deal with the PDF part of it, Ayurvedic part of it, then we will come back. Okay. There is one thing called as kusumal breathing. Okay, kusumal means Kussumal. That is called as kusumal breathing. This kind of breathing is mostly seen in the cases of diabetic ketoacidosis. We have seen the cases of diabetic ketoacidosis means in the cases of variated diabetes levels. Sometimes, most of the time, it is hard to fix the dosage of the insulin. Maybe the person can go for the hypo or hyper conditions. So that is an extreme condition where the patient can go for a comatose condition. So just before that one, the condition is called as diabetic ketoacidosis. In that case, the patient will be unconscious and can lead to episodes of breathing levels, and that breathing is called as kusumal breathing. Okay. It didn't get shared. Are you able to see the screen? Then in that one, the last part is regarding Ashtavida Sharira Ayatana. That part was discussed. Then together with that one, there was something regarding Ahara Parinamagara Bhava. That one we had dealt. Ahara Parinamagara Bhava part. You're able to see the screen now? Yeah, okay. Regarding the first one is regarding the Jadarakni parts, which is mentioned here. The Jadarakni parts, which is dealt here. So the Jadarakni will be dealing with the 5 types of Agni. In that one, the 5th one is the Bhutakni. Samagni, Vishamagni, Tikshnagni, everything will be dealt here in this part. And then Other than that one, the tvecha. Okay, the tvecha, in that part there will be pratama udagadara tvagbahya and tvag ashragdara, and sitma kilasa sambhishtana, and chaturtha is the drupishta samadhishtana, like that, and shashti chinnaya, like that. The tvecha is mentioned in the cases of there are 6 layers of things. So Udagadara and Twagasradhara, like that it is mentioned. So UT, Sigma, Kilas Sambhavishtana, I will give a code for it in the group only. I will add. There is 6 types of Twacha which is mentioned there. And the same thing repetition will be coming for regarding the Shalya part also, it will be coming there regarding the Tvecha types. Then regarding the Dushita Stanya Lakshana, which is mentioned, Dushita Stanya part which is mentioned, that part also you can read. Then the Agni part which is mentioned there, that is regarding Vaishwanara part and all, we have dealt in the first classes there. Then the next one is regarding the blood part, which we have to deal with, the blood part. So in the blood part, blood, we know blood is a specialized connective tissue part which is dealt there. And then together with, okay. So this and all we have dealt in the first initial classes part. We have dealt this part. Then other than that one, there was something related with the Tridosha Prakopa, Kriya, Sharira part and all, we have dealt that. And Raktadhatu, from that one, the Ekrit Pliha, this and all we had done in the first classes. And Vata, regarding the Vata special sthanas. This also in the first classes we have might have heard. The most important part you have to understand is regarding Harita's part, because Charaka, Shashvata, of course, you will get Pakwashya, that part you will get Pakwashya, Pakwadana. But Harita is Yakrit, that you may not get. So Vata Yakrit, so Vataya Yakrit, like that you can understand. So Harita for the Vata, special seat is for the Yakrit. Then prana, there will be hikka and shwasa. Udana, it will be urdhva chitragata. That also we have dealt in the first classes. So prana, hikka and shwasa, of course, whenever we have the hiccup or whenever we are breathing, we will be quenching for the prana, no? We will be quenching for the oxygen. Whenever the oxygen capacity reduces, that's why the hikka and the shwasa can happen. So that is why prana, hikka and shwasa you can easily correlate. Udana and urdhva chitragata. Udana start with U and urdhva chitragata starts with U. That also you can correlate. Samana is with gulma, agnisada and adhisara. So samana, it is related with the digestion, no? So digestion, when it is not proper, the agni is not proper, then it can lead to adhisara. Then the Agni Sada will be there. Of course, these two can make the another Vyadi that is called as the Gulma. So that is why you can understand it as Ga word, Samana Ga. Yeah, like that you can understand. Samanaga means it is Gam is Gulma, Agnisada and Adhisara. GAA. Like that you can understand. And the Vyana, it is Vyadhi Sarvadehacha. The Vyanatvat is related with the full body appearance, which is mentioned there. So that also you can correlate with an Apana, it is Baste Gudasrada Roka Pakwashasti. That also you can easily correlate. No need of any kind of codes there. Other than that one, there will be something related to the Ashtanga Sangraha and Ashtanga Hridaya part, which is related with the Charaka, and then Meda, Kada, Pitta, Dosha. These are the main part of it. Of course, here also you can understand Harita, which is a part. Harita is related with the Hridaya part, which is mentioned there. Pajaka Pitta, what are the part? Pajaka Pitta, there will be Vaishwanara, Pavaka, that and all which is mentioned there. Then the Dhatu Vridhi Chigilsa. In the cases of Rakta Vridhi, there should be Virechana, Upamasa, and Rakta Mokshana, which is mentioned there. So that is why you can understand that VUR you can mention. So mainly, whenever the person will take a voluntary retirement. When the person will take a voluntary retirement, sometimes he may not be coping up with the system, or sometimes he is not satisfied with the job. In that cases, he will take a voluntary retirement. So, yeah, of course, his blood will be hot, no? We tell when we are angry, my blood is boiling, like that we can tell. So whenever a person's blood boils, he always take a voluntary retirement. The voluntary retirement you can understand as VUR. VR is like that you can tell, no? So this is called as VUR, voluntary. Voluntary, that word, V and U is that, and the retirement. So Virechana, Upavasa, Raktamoshana, right? That you can understand. Then the Mamsa Vridhi. Whenever the Mamsa has increased, of course, we take the use of Shastra, Kshara, and Agni Karmano. So to remove the excess of Mamsa which is present. For the Meda, there will be Staulyavat Chigilsa, which is dealt there. For the Purisha Vridhi, that is Adhisara, which is dealt there. And for the Mootra Vridhi, that is Pramehavat Chigilsa. Of course, that also you can understand. Sweda Vridhi, it is Samshodhana treatment. So whenever we are sweating, we become purified. Like that also we can do. These are the main important part which is dealt there. And this also we had done, like the prana, there will be Shwasa, the Gatrishna Upashamani, and Anna, there will be Amadosha. That was the thing we have dealt there. And other than that one, there will be Klaibya part which is mentioned. Klaibya, according to Harita part, there are 6 types of Klaibya. That also we have done. And then the Panduda. Panduda, there will be Rasapradoshita Vyadhi according to Charaka part which is mentioned. And then Sugumara Loma, each thing which is mentioned there. In that one, Sugumara Upacharada, like that which is mentioned. The person is Sugumara Loma, we tell like he is a person of Rasasara Purusha. Saugumarya, it is called as Rakta Sarada. So Saugumarya, you can mention like as Sugumari. So Sugumari is full of blood. Sugumari is blushing, like that you can understand. So Saugumarya Rakta, you can easily correlate. So Sugumara Loma, because you can get it as Rasasarada. Then Sugumara Upacharada is Medasarada. That also no need of code. The Saugumarya is full of Rakta, you can correlate. The other things you will get it easily. Then the Saubhagya Sampanna, it is the Majja Sarada, like that. So this is all related to the Majja Sara Purusha, Shukrasara Purusha, like that things. So Saumya Prekshina. So for that one, you have to remember the face of Aishwarya Rai. Okay, Aishwarya Rai is always Saumya, no? Always telling the counter words of it. Counter words, telling the right moment, right words you will be telling. So Saumya Prekshina, Shukrasarada. And Aishwarya Rai's phrase is out of glow. So whenever a Shukrasara person is coming, he will be full of glow, and that intellectuality, everything will be shown in the cases of Shukrasarada points. So Saumya Prekshana, you have to remember Aishwarya Rai and the Shukrasarada, her body. So Saumya Prekshana or Saumya Shukrasara Aishwarya Rai, like that you can understand. Saubhagya Sampanna, that is Majja Sarada, which is mentioned. So Majja Sarada, you can remember any of the stout, I don't know whether you know the Saubhagya Sarada, Saubhagya Sampanna, okay, Saubhagya Sampanna. A female character or the female heroine who is not lean, okay, who is not lean, who is full of body shapes, like Kim Kardashian, you remember, no? Kim Kardashian. So she is having a typical body shape that was there with relevance to the Indian body shapes also. Similar to that also, she is having a peculiar body shape which is more attractive. So Majja Sarada, you can understand like Saubhagya Sampanna. Like a person with a Saubhagya Sampanna body will be having the Majja Sarada. These are the important thing you have to understand. Aklesha Sahashnuttam, that is Rakta Sarada part which is mentioned. So Saugumarya, Saugumarya doesn't entertain too much difficulties. Like Sugumari doesn't entertain too much difficulty. Like that you can understand. Ushna Asahishnutta also for Rakta Sarada. Because Saugumarya, already she is full of blood. That is why Ushna Asahishnutta she cannot do. Klesha Saha is for the Asti Sarada and Sarva Sarada Purusha. So Klesha Saha, you can understand like today's in newspaper, it is full of Vinesh Phogat. Okay, Vinesh Phogat is you can understand like she is a person of Asti Sarada or who can undergo so much klesha or sacrifices for one important thing. So Klesha Saha is Vinesh Phogat, like that you can remember. For each thing you remember a picture which should be familiar for it. Ayasa Sahishnuttam Medasarada. Mainly Medasara Purusha cannot do much of the activities. Even in first activities only, they will fail. Like they cannot undergo much of the activities because they will sweat. A very healthy person, hefty person. They cannot climb the steps of the staircase. They will be fainting on the first step only. That is called as Ayasa Sahishnuttam. Shikara Dashana, Shukra Sarada, okay. Snigdha Samhada, that is Shvetasti Nandanaka. This and all you can just correlate with Aishwarya's Rai only. She's having beautiful teeth and Shikara Dashana. And the Snigdha Samhada, the Snigdha oiliness face or healthy skin she is having. Shvetasti Dandanaga, everything is white in her body, like that you also understand. Then Brajishnur, that part, okay. Then with that one, Srimad Bhajishnu Raktasarada. Okay. This can be asked. Srimad Bhajishnu Raktasarada. What is it? Like that it can be asked. Bhajishnu is Shukra Sarada. So Aishwarya Rai's first hero was Jishnu, something like that you can correlate. Then Srimad Bhajishnu is Raktasarada. That also can be. This much only is enough for that one. Balavanta is Shukra Sarada, Majja You will get everything what I told the hero parts, no, together with that one, you will correlate, you will get this points. And with that one, there will be Stula and that part. Dhatu Sthana also we had done. In the last class, we had done this part, the Shukra Pushti. Then related with the Dhatu and the Upadadu part, where I have already told you, give more importance to Sharangadara and Bhava Pragasha part. That is more important than the Charaka part. So Rasa Stanya, according to Sharangadara, Stanya and Artava according to Charaka. And Rakta is Siraka Andara. And then the Raja is according to Sharangadara, Mamsa Vasa part, which is mentioned there. Then with that one, there is Pura Dhatu, Pragrata Vikrita, which is mentioned there. Malabhuta Dosha, then Ojo Karya, like that is mentioned. Ojo mainly Pramana part can be asked there. Ojas. So Pradamam Jayade, Hrudi Tishtadi, Rasadinam Shukrandanam, that is mentioned. And then Para Ojas Hrudaya. So Para Ojas is situated in the Hrudaya. And then according to Chakrapani and Kashyapa, this can be asked. What is the Varna of Ojas? Because we have already dealt with Sarpi Parna, Madhuri Rasa, Laja Gandhi. This part we are always familiar. But we are not familiar with the Dalhana's viewpoint, Chakrapani and Kashyapa's viewpoint. So Kashyapa's viewpoint always tell Kashyapa is with the Rakta Pitaka. Chakrapani says it is Kevala Shweta Varna, which is mentioned for the Oja. And Dalhana says it is not only Shweta and Rakta, it is Shweta, Taila, and Shaudra, which is mentioned there. So it is KST, you have to mention. KST, that we have to tell, no? KSTA is an organization, like it is called as Student Teachers Organization of the state. Any state you can take, which is starting with the letter K. So the K, the state, and the student teacher organization. So that student teacher organization, whenever they are teaching, they always loses the Oja, or the teacher teaches you with a lot of energy or lot of Oja, like that you can understand. Okay. With that one, there will be Oja Pramana, which is mentioned there. Oja Pramana. This is the part Shadbindu Dagam Hradayam Sthanam, that part 6 drops, which is mentioned according to Arunadatta part. And Apara Oja Pramana, this also we had dealt in the last class. Charaka, it is half Anjali Pramana. Bela is 1 Anjali Pramana. Then with that one, Ojo Shya, Mamsakshya also we done. Artava Kala also we had mentioned in the last class part. Shuddhartava, Tanya part also we had mentioned. With that one, there was Twacha, Pragara. Okay. That is 7 types of Twacha according to Shushruta. That one, Alo Shweta V, like that you can mention. This code I had done. Alo Shweta V. Alo Shweta V means like Avabhasini. Okay. Avabhasini A. And the other one is L. Alo. Lohita. Okay. And then okay, I have done. Okay, then I don't have to clear it again. Alo Shweta, we just practice that one. That is more important. Then other than that one, Chasti Rohini, then the Agni part which is mentioned there, that will all be tell in the last class. Then Ahara Pragara, and then with that one, Ahara Parinavagara Bhava, this Ashtavida Ahara Rishi Shastra. These are the part which is dealt with there. Then coming to Taila Bindu Pariksha, which is mentioned there. Okay. One is regarding the Tailabindu Pariksha and the Mootra Pariksha, which is mentioned there. So, in the Mootra Pariksha, the first one is regarding Parikshanartha Mootra. Mainly, if you want to test the Mootra in the Ratri Kala, most of the time for the urine testing, what we will do is that we will give the urine either in the early morning. But according to Yogaratnagara and Nagarjuna's viewpoint, it is saying like you have to give the urine in the last prahara of the Ratri. The last prahara of the Ratri means it will be around 2 to 3 times. When the 1 to 3, that will be the last praharas of the night time. You can extend up to 4 o'clock also. That is the timing for the Ratri Prahara. And then other than that one, there will be some colors which is mentioned for each doshas. For the Vata, it will be pale. Pandu Varna. You have always told like Vata person will be always pale. The Vata will be Pandu Varna and the Pitta will be Rakta Varna. Pitta, Rakta always correlated. Then the Kapha, that will be Safena. So Kapha will be having a stickiness, no? Kapha will be having a stickiness, Fena, frothiness will be there. So with the Kapha, there will be Safena, which is mentioned there. Then the Sannipadaja Mudra, that is having a Krishna Varna. The Sannipadaja and Krishna, you will have a difficulty. So that is why you have to understand, right? Sunni's Mutra is black color. Like that you can understand. Sunni's Mutra is black color. So Sannipadaja Mutra will be Krishna Varna. Then Dvandaja will be the Dvandaja, it will be the Mishrita Varna, which is told there. Then the Tailabindu Pariksha, according to Nagarjuna, one thing is mentioned. Tailabindu Pariksha. Are you able to follow the course which I am telling you? No difficulty, no? Okay. Then regarding with the Tailabindu Pariksha. So Tailabindu Pariksha, in that one, we can assess with the Sadhya Sadhata, how it is based on the Mutra. First one will be Sadhya. So Sadhya will be whenever we are instilling a drop of Mutra on a slides or anywhere the places, it will be easily spreading. So depending upon the spreadability, you can decide like it is Sadhya or the Asadhya. So Sadhya will be mainly spreading. It will be easily spreading means it is Sadhya part. If it is Kashta Sadhya, it will not be spreading. Wherever the drops we have made it to fall, it will be in that region. It will not be spreading to other regions. Asadhya, mainly, it will not be splitting at one position. It will be draining to other areas, but in a straight line or something. So styla will not be sitting at one position. It oozes to other areas without spreading. That is called as asadhya. If there will be ajirna cases, in the cases of ajirna, the mutra will be having a tandulodaga varna. Okay, tandulodaga varna. So most of the time, in the cholera symptoms, there will be something like rice water colored stools. One thing is mentioned, no? Rice water colored stools. So that in the cases of cholera, you can correlate with ajirna. Okay, cholera, ajirna, like that you can correlate. So there will be tandalodaka means the rice water colored stools also you can correlate. In the cases of Navajwara, there will be Dhumravarna and Bahumutra. That will be first part. There will be Bahumutra and also a smoky appearance. In the cases of Jwara, we are sleeping means we will feel a Dhumra Varnada or very smoky appearance, like that we will feel. No? So Dhumra Varna in the case of Navajwara. In the cases of Jirna Jwara, the color can change from Dhumra Varna to Rakta Varnada. So there will be Rakta Sadrsha and Pita Pariksha, which is mentioned there. This is all about the mootra pariksha according to Nagarjuna. So first you have to understand, if it is sadhya, it will be spreading. If it is kashta sadhya, it will not be spreading. If it is in the case of asadhya, it will not be sticking on to one place. If it is ajirna, there will be kandilodaka. And navajvara, it is dhumravarna. And in the case of jirna vijvara, it will be raktavarna with the pida color. That is told about the jirna vijvara. Then other than that one, there will be nadi pariksha. So nadi pariksha, of course, you know, no, vata, there will be sarpa and jaloka type of movement. Sarpa and jaloka movement. There will be in the cases of vata. So you have to tell like sarpa will be having a fast movement, no? And then the jaloka will be not having that much movement, but whenever ashukuravat, like whenever it is sucking the blood, it will, the movement will be very fast, no? The movement, the sucking time, the movement will be fast. Those two things you have to understand, like there will be vada vridhi there. So in the case of vada nadi, there will be jaloka and also sarpavata lakshana. In the cases of pitta, there will be kaka, lavaka and manduka lakshana, which is mentioned. So it will be MLA, like that. MLA ko pitta hua, like that. Whenever you see an MLA person, most of the time, if it is not the color part, he will be having a blushing part, no? He'll be having a blushing. He will be having a rich look, no? Not like normal person. He will be having a rich look. That like that you have to understand. And most of the time, they will not be sweating every time. They'll be always in the AC part. One AC cars to AC cottages or rooms, like that they will room. So they will be having a reddishness, something like that you can correlate. So MLA ko pitta. The pitta people will be having a blushing, no? The MLA ko pitta, like that you have to understand. That will be manduka, lavaka, then kaka, that is for the pitta part. For the kapha, there will be something related with the king part. So Rajahamsa, Paravata, Mayura, Kapota, Kukkuta. So these are all the birds which is found in the vicinity of a palace. Okay, the vicinity of the palace. So this we can clearly tell it is seen in the vicinity of palace, because there will be something called as Pashu Anna Visha Pariksha, that is mentioned in the Ashtanga Hridaya part, which is mentioned. So Pashu Anna Visha Pariksha, like whenever before giving something to the king, we have to give something to the animals and then test them and see that it is devoid of toxin and then give to the king. So in that cases, there are list of so many animals which is residing in the palace. So those animals are Hamsa, Mayura, Vanara and all is not, it is not mentioned here. Then Mayura is mentioned, Kapota, Kukkuta, which is mentioned. These are all the animals which is mentioned. So Paravata, it is told as Kujadi. Whenever they see the poisons, they will be having a cooing sound. Paravadaiva Kujadi. Or Raja Hamsa. Hamsaha Praskalad, it is told. Like Hamsa, when it is seeing the Visha or taking the Visha, in that cases, there will be slippering movement, which is mentioned. Slippering type of movement. They will not be able to walk straight. Like the type of movement will be when we are on the heels, but we are not in our proper senses, it will be having a twisting turns, no? Like that the movement will be. Mayura Krishet. Mayura is the only bird which feels so happy after seeing the Visha. So that things are mentioned. So coming to our this point. So here for the Kapha, there will be Rajahamsa and Paravata, Mayura, Kapota and Kukkutavat Nadi Lakshana, which is told here. Only telling and going. Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow? Okay. So coming to the Vata. Vata, it is called as, yeah, okay. Vata, it is called as Sarpa and the Jaloka part. And for the Pitta, that is Amaleku Pitta, like that we have mentioned, that is called as Manduka, Lavaka, and also Kaka. Then for the Kapha, all the Visha birds which is secluded in the palace there. That is the Rajahamsa. Paravadeva Kujadi, which is seen in which type of Shwasa? where it is seen. भिन्न काम से तुल्य स्वना. रोगनदान आपको हो गया ना? डॉक्टर राजिया. पारावद इव कूजति भिन्न काम से तुल्य स्वना. Yeah. Mentioned. Okay. Yeah. Tamagashwasa, what is mentioned? Vinaya Kamsivatula Swala, something is mentioned. Okay. Here it is. Rajahamsa, which is mentioned. आप लोगों का होमवर्क है, दोनों जाके देख के आ जाए. You have to see both. That is Vinaya Kamsivatula Swana and also Paravadeva Kujati, which are the Shwasa part which is mentioned, and the Kasa part. Both you have to see. Which Kasa it is coming, which Shwasa it is coming. You have to be thorough with the typical or not all the symptoms like these words. Vinna Kamsavatwala, Paravadeva Kujati, like that, which is having a simile to the things that you have to see clearly. And then I'll be posting in the group. In the group, you have to answer. Okay. This is the first part we have mentioned. The Paravata, which is mentioned, then Mayura will be there. Then Kapota and the Kukuta. Okay. This is the first part which is mentioned. And then together with that one, there will be Nadi Pariksha, whoever are the contraindicated people, especially who have been given the Snehapana. The people, the people who have just now taken bath, Sadhya Snada, Shutrishna, who is having lot of hunger or lot of thirsty conditions, in that one you should not. Arthastya, in the cases of Jirna Jwara or chronic diseases the patient is fighting with. In that cases, there are two ways. Either you have to make the person settle down and then look at the pulse conditions, and then the bhukta, immediately taken food. After that also nadi pariksha should be contraindicated. The nadi paryaya is mentioned, that is dhamani dhara, like that is mentioned. Hamsi, dhamani dhara, these are the two things which is mentioned before nadi paryaya. The nadi pariksha, which should be done in the early morning. Angushta Mupaladi Paschima Bhaga karke mention in the western region, in the Paschima Bhaga you should sit. And one prahara. For one prahara is how much time? One prahara? Shastra. How much is one prahara? One muhurta is how much? Minutes? Yeah. Prahara. Okay. Okay. To only come to an opinion, either it is 48 minutes or 45 minutes. 48 or 45. One prahara. Any other opinion? 3 hours. Okay. Any other opinion? One prahara. One muhurta is how many? 30 minutes, you agree, no? One muhurta? One muhurta? Okay. So you have to find out today one ahoratra, one muhurta, and one prahara. These 3 things you have to see today. Okay. And then I'll message in the group tomorrow only. Somebody have to look and then give me the answer tomorrow. Okay. That is muhurta, don't forget. Then prahara and also ahoratra. One ahoratra is how much? These are dealt in the mana paribhasha part. That also you have to deal. Coming to the next part, that is how many times the nadi pariksha should be done. Most of the time it will be like one time investment we will do. We'll look and then leave it. So it should not be like that. 3 times you have to look for the nadi pariksha, 3 times. Other than that one, there will be nadi gadi. Depending upon that one, you can assess like the person has died or not. So most of the time in the folklore Vaidyas part, there is one story which is told about Ashtavaidya. Ashtavaidya, you know, Ashtavaidyas are specific for one region of Kerala, and it is they are also in Karnataka region under the Ashtavaidya. That is where Ashtanga Hridaya got more prominent there. So in that area, there was one person who was a legendary person who started Kottakkal. Okay, you have used the medicines of Kottakkal, and he was a visionary who started Kottakkal. So that is why once he met his friend, his friend was doing the gardening. Okay. Meanwhile, time he told, I feel some unconsciousness. I don't know why. Then he came, the Kottakkal person came, and then he took his nadi part. He saw the nadi, and then he told, now you don't go anywhere. You just go to your room, have a bath if you want, or else just lay down. Like that only he told. He did not give, because otherwise he used to give medicines or he used to give advices. That day he did not give any advices. And after 30 minutes, it was known like the person died. So that things, that much legendaries were there who could assess the nadis and tell in how many hours a person is going to die. The same thing which is mentioned here. Agar nadi, whenever the nadi will be having a movement which is similar to the Dhamaruvat Lakshana, Maheshwar Sutra will tell, no? So Dhamaruvat Gadi, when it is having, then the person will die in 1 day. Other than that one, Sthira Nadi, if the person is having a gap between a Sthira Nadi will be there, then the Vidyuta Gati, like that, fast moving, then this Sthira, fast moving Sthira. Then in the cases, like the person will be dying with a 1 day, one Aisha. Then Shigra Nadi, Malayukta Nadi, in that one, there will be 2 days, there within 2 days. Sanipadika Nadi is the Kashtasadhya or Asadhya, which is mentioned. Sanipadika is Kashtasadhya or Asadhya, both you have to understand. If the person is Arogyata, or if the person is healthy, then that person will be having a nadi movement, which is similar to Hamsa Go, Hamsa type of movement. Gajagamini, Gajagamini. Recently, Hira Mandi dekha hai na? Hira Mandi have seen, no? Gajagamini walk. So that type of nadi which is told there. Arogya Sada, Gajagamini. Then Mukha Prashasta, which is told here. Okay. You don't see the movies or what? Keep on telling the movies. No one has seen the movies. हमें पढ़ने के लिए टाइम नहीं मिलता है तो कहाँ पे movies like that you don't have an idea, no? You see, no? Otherwise this code I will have to change because I make the codes depending upon the movies. Okay, fine. Okay, Rasia. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, fine. Other than that one, there will be Malapariksha, which is mentioned. Sometimes a question can be asked like, if the mala is durgandada, if the mala is having a daurgandhya and the chandrika yukta, there will be silver lines which is told. So today I have posted one question, no, in the group. Anyone got the answer? I've only posted, no? The question in the group. I'll just see someone has answered or not. Okay. There will be silver colored lines or silver colored skull patterns which is mentioned there. Beaten silver appearance or copper beaten skull X-ray. Anyone know the answer of it? Know the answer? I've posted in the group. देखा ही नहीं क्या? Beaten silver appearance is seen in the cases of hydrocephalus condition. And in that hydrocephalus condition only, the sunset sign or the Koenig sign or the icterus sign is seen there. And that sign is also called as McEwen sign, which is told there. McEwen sign. Understood up to this? And then one more sign is present, which is typical in the cases of hydrocephalus, that is called as crackpot sign. The crackpot sign, the peculiarity is that when we do the percussion, the sound will be similar to a pot, which is having a cracking movement. And that sound is called as crackpot sign. Understood? Understood. Dr. Shiv and Pyle. Stood up to this? Shiv and Dr. Pyle. Yeah. Then coming to the Mandagni condition. In the Mandagni, there will be Dravikrita. So sometimes when we have indigestion and all, there will be liquid diarrhea which is happening, no? Dravikrita type of liquid diarrhea which is happening in the case of Mandagni conditions. So Mandagni, Dravikrita, you can understand. Ajirna, there will be Apakwa Mala. Ajirna also, improper digested feces will be coming out. That is called as Apakwa Mala. Then in the cases of death, impending death conditions, the mala will be ushnada, ati ushna mala, like that. You cannot go and touch the mala, but it is having an increased temperature, basal metabolic rate, temperature will be increased there. Jalodhara, in that cases, the mala will be having a white color, because in the case of Jalodhara and the other ascites conditions, the proper bilirubin production will not be there. In such conditions, the mala will be having a Shweta Varna, and also there will be Daurgandhi Yukta mala, which is formed there. The Tridosha conditions, there will be Pitaba, Shama conditions, which is told. That one only enough there. That one, there will be Asa Pariksha or the Mukha Pariksha, which is told there. So in the cases of Mukha Pariksha, Vata Prakopa, in the case of Vata Prakopa, there will be Madhura Swadu type of taste, which is in the case of Vata Prakopa. In the case of Pitta Vata Prakopa, it is the Katurasa, which is seen there. These are the things which is told there. Then coming to some of the symptoms which is explained, that we will see there. So the first one is regarding Hridayam Tamyadi. Hridayam Tamyadi and Hridpida and Hridaya Drava. These are all the lakshanas which seen in the cases of Rasakshaya Lakshana. So this Rasakshaya Lakshana part is very important. Which among the following is the Rasakshaya Lakshana, or Hridayam Tamyadi is which Dhatu Kshaya or Dhatu Vridhi Lakshana? That like that the question can be asked. So the lakshanas are Hridayam Tamyadi. Then other than that one, the Hridpida and Hridaya Drava. And Hridaya Drava. That is all seen in the cases of Rasakshaya Lakshana. Okay, this you have to understand. Hridayam Tamyadi, Hridpida and Hridaya Drava. In the cases of Rasa Vridhi, there will be Hridaya Utkleda. So Utkleda means something which is coming outside, which is trying to come outside. Utklesha, Utkleda, like that meaning. So Vridhi means what will be happening? Something will be trying to coming out. That is called as Hridaya Utkleda. There will be Rasa Vridhi Lakshana. Okay. It is Rasa Vridhi, which is shown. And then regarding Hridaya Parshapira, that is responsible for Purishiksha. This question was asked once. Hridaya Parshapira, that is asked for Purishiksha. And other than that one, there will be Purusha Vegavarodha Lakshana. There will be also Parsha Vedana, which is told there. Purusha Vegavarodha. So that also you can understand, like Purusha Vegavarodha and Purusha Kshaya, there will be something happening in the Parshva region. So Hridaya Parsha Pida in the case of Purusha Kshaya. Pida in the cases of Purusha Kshaya. Okay. This is part which is mentioned. Shall I tell you one story? I don't want to tell you a story. I just want to tell something about a person. Okay. Shall I tell? You're getting bored? Then only I'll tell. There was a person called Sunita Krishnan. Do you know? I think she received Peace Foundation Award from UN. I think she received one Peace Foundation Award, something like that. Do you know her? Dr. Sunita Krishnan is her name. She's available. Yeah, she's available in TED Talks. You can see with the TED Talks, she's available, and she's a person who is a philanthropist, and also an activist. Anything you can tell. So she's mainly working on the regions of. She's making on the sex activism. The sexual workers, and trying to rescue the people from the sexual harlots and the sex workers. And then she has own organization that is called as Prajwala. Okay, and her autography is called as What I Am. Whenever you get time or whenever you have a chance of it, just read that book. It is all about the STDs and all about she's tries to save the people, and sometimes in the worst conditions the body will be retrieved. See, we have heard regarding the intestine is coming out of the vagina for the first time when the Nirbhaya case had happened. But she had seen that cases in the cases of 10-year-old girls very long back only, and that is all about her biostics. In that one, she was a rape victim survivor. Okay, some 8 or 9 people had a gang raped her, and then after that she made into this part and all. So she says a word which is told as whenever a person who is having whenever we have a wound, okay, whenever we have a wound, we heals the wound in the cases of unconditional love and non-judgmental approach. See, when you're getting judged by another person, then we cannot heal our mind, and then we need an unconditional love. So these are the two things we have to give someone when someone is going through the hardest times. Okay, and there are 3 type of friends who will be with us: one for a reason, and one for a reason, and one for a lifetime. And the same code has been taken by, I think, recent interview from Vidya Balan. You can see this is the code which is told, I think, years before by Sunita Krishnan, and just taken up by Vidya Balan, and her recent interview, which is available in Instagram. You will get that one. Okay, so these things I just wanted to deviate. That's why I told. Understood up to this? Understood? Should I stop this kind of stories and then concentrate only on Ayurveda? Okay, okay, fine. Okay. Then coming to the other part, that is regarding Shwasakasa Adhinitrata and Shwasakasa Dhaurgandhya. So most of the time, Dhaurgandhya is something related with the Medas. The Medas will be having a Dhaurgandhya. That is related with the Shwasakasa Dhaurgandhya, and Shwasakasa Adhinitrata, which is related with the Rasavati. These 2 things you have to understand. Then related with the it's not part which is mentioned there. Then coming to the blood part. In the blood part, mainly I have posted one question today. Which part of the blood is responsible for the clotting? I've given the options also: RBC, WBC, platelets, lymph. Which is the thing which is responsible for the blood clotting? This is the thing. Yeah, platelets. Yeah. You have attempted the questions, no? Okay, fine. Yeah, platelets is the correct answer. So other than that one, there will be something related to the important part. Like the WBCs at birth, how much it will be, and at the adult time, how much it will be. At the birth, it will be 20,000 per cubic mm, and the adult, which is 4,000 to 11,000 per cubic mm. And there are some disease conditions where the leukopenia will be happening. Leukopenia, when the TLC reduces, the total leukocyte count reduces below 4,000, then that is called as leukopenia. And the leukopenia can happen in the cases of starvation, when the person is starving, when the person is having typhoid fever, when the person is having viral fever, or in the cases of bone marrow depression. In all these cases, the person can have leukopenia. Okay. So leukopenia, right? Leukopenia, where the total leukocyte count is reduced. That is happening in the cases of starvation, typhoid fever and viral fever, typhoid and the viral fever, and then bone marrow depression. Then the leukocytosis there. So the leukocytosis is opposite to that one, that the total leukocyte count will be more than 11,000 per cubic mm. That is called as leukocytosis. So the leukocytosis will be there in the cases of physiologically, where the newborn, I have already told, the newborns will be having a total leukocyte count as 11,000 per cubic mm. So here in the cases of leukocytosis also, physiologically, the babies will be having the leukocytosis condition, where it is the TLC is more than 11,000 per cubic mm conditions, or in the cases of excessive exercise, or in the case of excessive stress, and then in the case of pregnancy. And then menstruation will be there, lactation will be there, and then pyogenic infections. So the leukocytosis is physiologically happening in the cases of menstruation, in the cases of pregnancy, in the cases of lactation, and in the cases of newborn. There are 4 stages of life which is mentioned there. In all these 4 stages, there will be leukocytosis which is mentioned. Then the leukemia, there is cancerous condition. There will be more than 5,000 per cubic mm which is stored. The resist system also we had told. There is in the case of muscular layers, which is mentioned there, one area. The muscular layers in the cases of lips, cheek, and pharynx. Lips, cheek, and pharynx, there will be skeletal muscle fiber which is present. The skeletal muscle fiber will be present in the cases of lips, cheek, and pharynx. In the case of esophageal region, there will be skeletal and smooth muscle fiber, and the stomach and the intestine, there will be smooth muscle fiber. You have to understand the stomach and intestines are very soft, so very soft made smooth muscle fiber. Esophagus, that is smooth also, and it is in between the skeletal region of the body. The esophagus is surrounded by the skeletal region, like that you have to understand. The esophagus, there will be skeleton and also the smooth muscle fiber which is mentioning there. Other than that one, there is hyposalivation condition and hypersalivation condition will be there. The hyposalivation conditions, whenever there is any obstruction in the salivary duct, that can be happening, the hyposalivation. Or in the cases of Bell's palsy. Bell's palsy condition, you have seen many of the celebrities or many of the people, they come up, like they tell like after getting early morning, I feel like some of the left side cheek is having paralyzed feeling. That is a hypersalivation will be happening in the cases of Bell's palsy condition also. And that is due to the paralysis of the facial nerve. Hypersalivation will be happening where? And there is tooth decay. Whenever there is a tooth decay, whenever we speak, there will be excessive salivation. And then Parkinsonism condition also, there will be hypersalivation, and pregnancy condition also. So the pregnancy condition, sometimes the nauseating feeling, and you have to spit it out every 1 second. That is the pregnancy condition which is mentioned. So the pregnancy will be there, tooth decay will be there, and the Parkinsonism condition, the disease condition also, there will be hypersalivation. And the enzymes, when we come, whenever we take the proteins, for the digestion of proteins, there is pepsinogen which is mentioned. The pepsinogen will be converted into pepsin, and that pepsin is very important for the digestion of proteins. So Pepsi's advertisement you have seen, no? Most of the time Pepsi's advertisement were done by initially by Aishwarya Rai, then Amir Khan, then Hrithik Roshan. These are all the people who give importance to their body and the protein consumption. So like that you have to tell, like after taking protein, they came for doing an advertisement for Pepsi. Like that you have to understand. Then lysosome, which is bactericidal, one thing is there. Then that one, there is glycine substance, P, small intestine, gallbladder part, and the large intestine part is there. Hemolytic and this jaundice part is there. I think in one more class we can complete the Kriya part. Anything is left which you feel difficulty, that part you can take on next Monday. Any area which you feel difficulty, that we can take on Monday. Area which you feel difficult, just tell me now. Otherwise, we'll go to the question part. Okay, we'll go to the question part. If you cannot find it now, you can post in group also, especially in the Kriya part, which is difficult for, okay, Prakriti. Okay, Prakriti, understood. Anything else other than the Prakriti? Prakriti is difficult for you, okay. Anything else, any modern part which is difficult for you? Razia? Dr. Bala? Okay. We'll deal with the questions part. During the, okay, person with this blood group is more prone for duodenal ulcer. This blood group person will be having more accomplishment for the duodenal ulcer. A group, B group, AB group, or O group? O group. Let me see the answer. No. O group. O group is the correct answer. Okay, not the A group. O group. Sushruta has told this Vayu as Pavanottama. This Vayu as Pavanottama. Samana Vayu, Vyana Vayu, Prana Vayu, Udana Vayu. Yeah, Udana Vayu is the correct answer. Udana Vayu. I think we have dealt with this question before. Cholesterol is formed in this organ. Cholesterol is formed in this organ. Gallbladder, stomach, liver, pancreas. Cholesterol is formed in this organ. Gallbladder, stomach, liver, pancreas. Yeah, liver. Liver is the correct answer. Amla Rasa Mahabhuta, which is a Mahabhuta for Amla Rasa. Prithvi and Up, Prithvi and Teja, Prithvi and Vayu, and Teja and Up. Amla Rasa Mahabhuta. Prithvi and Teja, yeah. Prithvi and Teja, Ambu, not Ambu Teja, Prithvi and Teja. The synonym of Prakriti, Pradhana, Mula Prakriti, Avyakta, all them. Synonym of Prakriti. See, Prakriti will be having a synonym like Pradhana will be having a synonym. Okay. Yeah, all them. Yeah. All them. Pradhana, Mula Prakriti, Avyakta, these are all the parts. Man is unable to digest dash. Glycogen, cellulose, dextrin, glucose. Okay. Man is unable to digest glycogen, cellulose, dextrin, या फिर glucose. One will be the right answer. Man will be unable to digest the cellulose. Okay, cellulose will be having difficulty. Glucose can have, dextrin also, which is content there. Glycogen will be there, and then that all can be digested. Understood up to this? Any difficulty in today's class? It will be going to end. That's fine. Any difficulty in today's class? Okay. Last question. Srimad Brajishnu is typically the symptom of, okay, the Srimad Brajishnu is typically seen in which Sara Purusha? Okay. Which Sara Purusha? Yeah, Shukrasara, correct answer. One more answer. Taila Bindu. Yeah, Shukrasara is, I hope you understood. Actually, right. Okay. Taila Bindu, immediately when it is dropped, it spreads fast. Okay, Taila Bindu, it spreads fast. It is the Sadhya Roga, Kashta Sadhya Roga, Asadhya Roga, या फिर Pratyakya Roga. The Taila Bindu spreads fast. Yes, Sadhya Roga, correct answer. Okay. Anything else you want to change in my teaching style, or let it be something you can tell so that I will do it? Is it okay now in between I tell something and deviate your minds? Otherwise, it will be very boring, because more than 45 minutes we can't concentrate on our brains. That I tell you. But it is okay, no? Are you studying well? Dedicating your time, no? For the studies. I'll be posting in groups. From today onwards, I'll be very active in group, okay? So, good night. Okay, good night, everyone. Dr. Bala, Jenima, Payal, Shiv, and Ras. Okay. Yeah. Good night, good night. Good night, everyone. Yeah. Good. Dr. Jenima. Okay, Dr. Shiv.